Hey everybody, welcome. I'm so excited to chat with you today. We're talking all about tech, one of my favorite subjects, and one of the subjects that I feel like we get some of the most questions about is learning, what tech should I be using in my own business and what tech should I be learning for my clients' businesses? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be diving into the most popular tech that I feel like it's important for you to learn as a VA. Now, I want to go ahead and put this disclaimer out there that you don't have to be an expert in everything. When you first start out as a virtual assistant, my goal for you is that you get a general knowledge of what tech is available, right? So when we talk about these 10 different tech skills you should be learning, my biggest hesitation with even doing a live stream like this is that you guys feel like you need to become an expert in all of these things. So I want you to hear from the get-go that my goal for this live stream is for you guys to, especially for anyone who's maybe in that beginner stage, for you guys to see what, if I'm going to prioritize a few things, what should I prioritize as far as getting a general knowledge of? Because once you get a general knowledge of these different types of tech, then you can start to see, ooh, I really like using this for my business, or man, maybe I want to try something a little different, or maybe I want to dive in and really specialize in one of these areas, okay? So I'm going to be giving you my top 10 tech skills that I feel like you should start embracing in your VA business, and then we'll go from there, okay? So first of all, for those of you who are joining me on Community, it's a group of 50,000 members, right? Some of you guys are watching from the group, I know, and we have VAs from all over the world that are supporting one another, encouraging one another, and I love the fact that we are in this journey together. You guys don't have to go about this alone, and I'm honestly really excited because I feel like we're creating a movement, and that's the goal of the Virtual Savvy, is to create a movement where we provide a flexible work solution for people who need it, right? And we are on a mission to make virtual assistants a known industry, and you guys are a huge part of carrying out that mission. So so excited to see you guys. It's looking like we have people from all over the world: Kansas City, San Antonio, Orlando, Georgia, Wisconsin, Toronto, from Trinidad, South Africa. So excited to have you all joining us. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to go over the top 10 tech skills that I feel like you guys should start to have a general understanding of, especially if you're newer in your business. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to save some time for Q&A, okay? So definitely, my team is in the comments. They're always there. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and post it. But if you want me to answer your question directly, then you can wait till the end of the live stream and we will do that. Before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that I have a webinar coming up. I'm so excited for it. It's happening here in just a few weeks, and it's all about raising your rates. So if you guys are maybe have a few clients and you've hit an income ceiling, right? You're like, this is how many hours I can work, and I want to make more money, but I can't work more hours. This is the webinar for you. Or maybe you guys are just starting out and you're like, man, I want to from the get-go know how to charge the most for my services. That's what we're going to be talking about. It'll be about an hour and a half long webinar. And so you can go ahead and go to thevirtualsavvy.com/rates to get in on that webinar, and there will be a replay of it, okay? So if for some reason you can't make it live, there'll be a replay, so no worries on that front. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for this training. We've been working really hard on it, and I think that you guys are absolutely gonna love it. All right, let's do this thing. So the 10 tech skills that every VA should learn. All right, so the first one I'm gonna say is CANVA. We are huge fans of CANVA here at the Virtual Savvy. And if you haven't heard of CANVA, CANVA is Design for Non-Designers. I am not a designer, right? And so Canva is incredible because what you can do is you can build, in fact, we're going to be going interactive here. What you can do inside of Canva is you can go through and you can create flyers, you can create presentations, Instagram posts, your Facebook banners, right? You can be going through and you can even create logos inside of Canva. And what I love about Canva especially is their wide variety of templates, okay? So you don't have to be a designer, okay? One of the best things about Canva is the fact that you can literally use their pre-made templates, right? Change out your colors, and you can literally, change out what's here and then have something that looks amazing that you can be putting on your Instagram post, on your Instagram feeds, or on your Facebook headers. You can create ebooks, and you can be doing all of this for your clients as well. So definitely Canva is one of the top tech tools that we recommend for virtual assistants, okay? So if you aren't already a Canva user, you can go to virtualsavvy.com/Canva. You can also just go to canva.com. That is our affiliate link, but I don't think we make money. I think we get like credits or something. I don't really know, but it is our affiliate link. So, but we just love it. And that's why we tell you guys about it. Any Canva users in the house? Anybody absolutely love Canva? We're big Canva users. Even, so we have professional designers on our team, and there's a lot that we do, on more advanced platforms, but there's so much. Even our designers who know advanced tools, right? They'll still come and use Canva, especially for a lot of like our Pinterest images and things like that, because it's just so user-friendly. It's just so quick and easy to use. And there's templates. You can do video inside of Canva now. They even have printing options, which we've used some of their printing options and have been pretty happy with it. They're like business cards and things. And so, yeah, it's a really cool tool. All right, number 2, and this is really broad, so I want you to take this with a grain of salt, but I feel like it's really important for you guys to have a general understanding of email marketing, okay? So many businesses are moving online, especially the businesses that are going to be hiring you guys, right? People who are, a lot of them are online businesses, or they're just like really ready to start taking things more digital. And that's where so many of these companies are embracing email marketing. And so there's so many different types of email service providers, right? We use CONVERKIT, and that's the one that we use and we love. But there's MailChimp and MailerLite and ActiveCampaign, okay? So those are 3 really, really popular ones as well. Flowdesk is another one. There's a lot of different popular email service providers. And again, what I'm not telling you guys to do is go out and spend a ton of money on these. I'm not telling you that you need to be an expert, but if you can have a general understanding of how email marketing works and kind of be able to navigate around some of these different platforms, because here's the thing, once you know how to navigate one of the platforms, it will give you a better understanding of how to navigate the others, right? So I've been a CONVERKIT user for years, but the other day I dove into ActiveCampaign and I was like, I just kind of want to play around with this. And because I had the knowledge, it was different, right? The setup was definitely different, but I knew, oh, okay, CONVERKIT calls this, and ActiveCampaign calls it this, but it's the same, right? And so learning an email service provider, it's going to help you going forward. It's kind of like you're speaking the same language, but maybe a different dialect, right? So that would be number 2. Okay, number 3, Trello. Any Trello fans in the house? Yes. We've recently moved from Trello to ClickUp, which I'm a big fan of, but I actually still recommend that most VAs start with Trello. And what Trello is, in fact, I'll pull it up too. So, oops, I clicked on some ad or something. That's not what I meant to do. Let's do this. Trello.com. Okay, so if you haven't used Trello before, it's amazing, right? So Trello is, it's really a collaboration tool, and you can use it even just for your own personal tasks. And so what you can do inside of Trello is you can create these different task lists, right? And so whether you're keeping track of how you're doing your own marketing, if you're keeping track of, different leads, if you're keeping track of projects for your clients, you can do so much, and it integrates with a lot of different types of programs as well. And so we love Trello. Again, we've switched to a different platform, but that's because we have a really huge team now. When we first started, Trello was huge for us. So it's great for project management, for organizing your own thoughts even. The other alternatives would be, Asana. Asana is a really great project management tool as well that people love. And Asana, ClickUp, those are some of the more popular ones. Basecamp, I know that some people use for project management as well. So again, a project management tool in general, my recommendation, if you don't know where to start, is with Trello. In fact, a lot of the things that we sell on the Virtual Savvy or the freebies that we give are Trello freebies, because we're like, man, we want to integrate you guys using these different tools, okay? Any Trello fans in the house? Yes, yes. Awesome. Okay, so the next would be a landing page software, okay? And so landing pages, we specifically use LEADPAGES. I'll show you LEADPAGES. So LEADPAGES is a place where you can create landing pages. What's cool about LEADPAGES is that you can actually, and you can even view, this was that Raise Your Rates Masterclass we were just talking about, right? And so this was created on LEADPAGES, okay? So it has our sign up form, it integrates with our email service provider. You can actually create entire websites on LEADPAGES now, which is really cool. And it's a drag and drop builder. And so if you're wanting to be able to drag and drop your different images, pictures, timers, it's a place for people to sign up. That's the whole point, is to funnel people into an email list, which again, email marketing is just huge right now. And so that's generally the goal. There's a few other features specifically inside of LEADPAGES that they have created, like checkout forms and different sales pages and things like that. So it definitely is more broad than just, attracting email subscribers, but that was kind of the original purpose. And again, there are alternatives. Thrive Themes, I think it is, right? So again, it's similar, where it is, it integrates with WordPress, and you can create landing pages there. And I know there are a few other alternatives as well. If you guys know of some, definitely for any of these, if you guys know of alternatives, feel free to put them in the comments, because I know as I'm talking, my brain doesn't always compute all of them, but some kind of a landing page software. And why is that important, right? Again, I'm not asking you guys to be an expert in all of these things. This is just kind of, man, if I could create a short list and even have a general understanding, right? Okay, Abby said CANVA, she said CONVERKIT, she said Trello, she said LEADPAGES. Let me just go in and try to have a general understanding. So when clients are spitting out these words, right? When a client is like, oh, I use ActiveCampaign. Are you familiar with ActiveCampaign? You at least have a general understanding of what they're even talking about, right? Even if you're not an expert in that. And I'm a huge fan, guys, of saying, with being okay with not being an expert, okay? And being honest about that too. We definitely never want to put up a front of like, oh yeah, I totally know it. I've been using ActiveCampaign for years. And then you're like, Googling what is ActiveCampaign. Please don't do that, right? One of the best things that I believe that you can say as you're learning different tech, because there's so much out there, guys, you will never, ever, ever learn it all. So it's okay to say, you know what? I haven't used it personally. I am familiar with it, but I'm a fast learner. And even this weekend, I'm going to just dive in so I understand a little more fully. So when we start working together, I'm really prepared to dive in, right? And so that being able to say something like that to your clients gives them the reassurance that like this person is going to be honest with me, but they're also going to, they're a go-getter. It's okay for you not to know all the different platforms. And I know that when I was starting my VA business, when I was just starting out, it was one of my biggest fears, was just like this, man, if I don't know what they're talking about, like I'm going to end up looking stupid, or they're not going to hire me because I don't know all the tech, right? And that wasn't the case. I needed to be familiar with the tech. I needed to have a general understanding of what the things were. But so often, if I gave value first and I had that go get it attitude of like, I can learn this, I'm a fast learner, and I proved that to them, that was always so much more important than actually knowing the tech. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Next, so number 5, we're talking about 10 tech skills that every VA should have a general understanding of. And so the next, and this is, I only put this one out there. Again, not everyone is going to specialize in this, so don't feel like you have to learn it unless you're going to go down this route. But guys, Pinterest management is huge. It's the cool kid on the block right now. And I'm seeing so many Pinterest managers pop up, but they're finding work because people are realizing that a great organic Pinterest strategy is golden, right? There's 3 types of traffic, guys. Every website, every internet marketer is, the goal is to go after all 3 types of traffic. One is paid, one is partner, and one is organic. And organic is the longest, it takes the longest to get, but it is the richest, it is the deepest, it is the best type of traffic, in my opinion. I'm curious how some of you guys kind of came about the virtual savvy even. And I would guess that the majority of you found me on Pinterest, or found me on YouTube, or found our Facebook group, right? Or maybe you read a blog post, right? You Googled and found me in a blog. Those are all organic methods. Now, you can add paid traffic like Facebook ads and Pinterest ads, YouTube ads, Google ads. You can add paid traffic to kind of add fuel to that fire. But man, having a rich organic presence is so important for your clients. And so how we started was with Pinterest. And I know that so many online businesses are really jumping on this Pinterest bandwagon. And so it's a great time. It's a great time to learn Pinterest management. And most people are managing Pinterest through Tailwind. And so that's why we put Tailwind as one of the top tools to at least start to become familiar with, right? All right. Next, many of us had to learn this tool by default this year. Their stock prices went way up. Anybody want to guess who I'm talking about for number 6? This is a tool that, I recommend getting some friends and learning how to use this one, because you're going to be using it a lot in your business, and that would be Zoom. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, Zoom is a way to have online video calls with people. Now you can also host webinars on Zoom. There are a couple of other uses, but the majority of what you're going to be using Zoom for is those client meetings, right? Those discovery calls, those first initial meetings with your clients. And we love Zoom. Zoom got really bombarded this year and got some bad press because there were some hackers doing some crazy stuff with Zoom. However, Zoom has really amped up their procedures. They've really amped up their security. And so things like you have to physically admit people into the room now, or there's, your room is password protected. But Zoom, again, it's great for calls. It's great for those discovery calls. And most of your clients, if you're dealing with online businesses, are going to be familiar with Zoom. Now, some of your brick and mortar clients are still not going to, but that has changed a lot since COVID world. So some of you guys are maybe your kids are meeting in Zoom classes still. So you were forced to become familiar with it, but definitely one that we recommend. All right, so we've made it through number 6. We have 4 more to go. Here we go. So number 7, one of the top things that new VAs will do as far as like a general admin task, one of the first things that they'll take off of their client's plate a lot of times is going to be just simple social media scheduling. Okay. And so Facebook has, over the past year, they've really changed the way that they do social media scheduling. So for some of you guys might not even know that you can pre-schedule Facebook and Instagram posts, right? Well, Instagram's gone back and forth, and there's been native schedulers, and then they've taken it off and whatever. But Facebook's native scheduler, they have really amped it up because they're wanting to bring it in-house. There used to be all these third-party platforms that and there still are a lot of third-party platforms where you can schedule Facebook posts, Instagram posts, or whatever. But Facebook has now been like, nope, we want the whole pie. And so they don't get as much reach as just using Facebook's organic scheduler. So, we're a big fan of using Facebook scheduler, of learning how to use it. And what's awesome about scheduling posts for your clients is the fact that you can go in, you can schedule a month's worth of content at 2 a.m., right? Whenever your working time is, and then it's there, and then it can be working for you the whole month. And so definitely a great tech skill to be learning. What are we thinking so far? Are we enjoying these? I need to jump over to the comments. Creator Studio. Yeah, that's what it's called. Diana's helping me out in the comments. Thank you. Okay, and I'm seeing some questions pop up. So I will answer these Q&A at the very end, okay? We are getting near the end of my list. All right, the next one. And this is one I really don't want you to get super overwhelmed with, okay? But what I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to have a general understanding of how Facebook ads work. Facebook ads are a beast, and unless you're going to specialize in Facebook ads and really learn how to do them well, don't attempt them. I'm just going to go out and say that. Unless if you're like, I want to become a Facebook ads expert, which, by the way, is a super high-end service that you can charge a lot for. One of our students, one of our Savvy Systems students, is making $20,000 a month plus, because she learned how to do Facebook ads really well. She's bringing on high-end clients and she's killing it, right? And so Facebook ads is a great way to learn a high-level skill, but it does take a lot of work. You're not going to be able to just piece together YouTube videos on how to run effective Facebook ads, okay? But so here's what I want you to do. If you think that this may be something that you want to learn, and this may be that high-end service, right? How you're going to raise your VA rates is through learning a high-end skill. It's just one of the things that it's good to have a general understanding of how they work, right? Again, the 3 types of traffic: paid, partner, organic. And when we're talking about paid, Facebook is generally the top source of paid traffic that people are using, okay? So just having at least a general understanding of how it works. Again, don't promise to run someone's Facebook ads if you don't know how to do it. Please, 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 please don't, because they're really complicated and you're spending people's money. But if you can learn how to do it well, it's very, very lucrative to offer as a service. All right, did I scare anybody yet? Hopefully not. All right, so we're on to number 9. And number 9 is a tool for you. It's a tool for your clients. And that would be some kind of calendar scheduler, okay? And so when I'm talking about calendar scheduling, I'm talking about Calendly, ACUITY, right? And so these are great tools that you can use to okay, you guys probably have all used these before, but maybe not. If you haven't used a calendar scheduler, in essence, it's that back and forth of like, hey, let's have a meeting this week. What days are you available? Oh, I'm available Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Great, let's meet Thursday at 2. Oh, wait, no, I'm not available at 2. I'm available at 3, right? That whole back and forth. Someone was brilliant and decided, like, what if I just had all the times available and you could literally just select the time? And it's genius. And so when it comes to, scheduling meetings with your clients, with prospects, maybe you're setting this up to help reduce the email load of your clients. You want to set them up a scheduler. Again, the top two are Calendly and ACUITY. You can embed them onto your website, which is amazing. And so we're really, really big fans of that. All right, number 10. Anyone want to guess what it is? Huh? So number 10 is the top website builder. That's your hint. It's the one that we recommend the most, okay? And so what we recommend for most of our VAs, all right, this isn't across the board for every online business, but for VAs, the top website builder that we recommend is Squarespace. Again, why do we recommend Squarespace? Is because it's user-friendly. We're all about user-friendly. And why are we about user-friendly? Is because we want to get you guys to market as soon as possible. We want to get you in front of clients. And for many of you, that means, man, I want to have a really amazing website to show people. And I want it to be easy to create. And so while we love WordPress, the Virtual Savvy is a WordPress website, okay? And I think that WordPress is really great for a lot of people, but WordPress can be really, really complicated. And so, again, there's tools that you can use to make it less complicated for sure. But if you're just like, man, I want a website and I want to create something in maybe a week, right? And I want to do it. I want to have it done. I want to create it myself. Squarespace is a great way to go. And so we love Squarespace, user-friendly, a great way to build a website. It can also be a high-end skill. So that's something that's so cool about a lot of these different skills is that you guys can learn them for your own businesses, right? And then once you learn it for your own businesses, you can turn around and market that as a service, right? And so being able to build websites for people, build Squarespace websites for people is a great high-end service. And so you guys have heard me say that a couple times throughout this, is a high-end service, right? And so that's kind of the thinking, it's kind of the theme for the month of November, right? Is how can I up level? You know, we're looking ahead at 2021. We are all planning on it being a better year than 2020. Can I hear an amen? We're all planning on it being a better year, right? And so one of the ways that you can plan for next year is to figure out a way to raise your rates. How can I charge more and make more in less time? And how you can do that is by learning a high-end service, creating a high-end package, and starting to focus your efforts there. So if you want to learn how to do that, I want everyone to go to thevirtualsavvy.com/rates. I have a free webinar training that that's going to be coming up live in a few weeks. All right. And I'm going to be talking all about how to raise your virtual assistant rates. And the main way we do that is by learning high-end services. But I'm going to teach you kind of what that transition looks like. What does a good high-end package look like, right? How do you actually make that transition from offering hourly to offering package-based prices? So we're going to be talking about all of that in this webinar. So much to unpack. You're absolutely going to love it. And I hope that I can see you all there. All right. So let's do some Q&A because you guys have been awesome hearing me blab for 20 minutes. So let's go through and talk about the questions that you guys have because I know that I've seen some. So go ahead and drop them below if you do have any questions. All right. People talking about using Vistaprint, I'm assuming for your printing needs. Vistaprint. Like if you Google design print business cards, it's probably going to be the first one that pops up. They are definitely like the, I don't know, like the Walmarts of business card printing. And so, you can get stuff really cheap and sometimes it's gonna look real cheap, right? If you just have mass stuff, like if you need thousands and thousands and thousands of like postcards or whatever, Vistaprint is hands down, it's the way to go because it's the cheapest. If you want just really good quality, and I didn't even put it on the list, but for your own business cards, if you want physical business cards, we love Moo, okay? I think it's just moo.com. Yes, moo.com. All right. It is, here's all my, you guys use Rakuten? Oh man, we make so much money. having that plugin on our site. Okay. So moo.com, it's just really good quality business cards. So I love moo.com, and you can make like the pretty little square ones. Oh my gosh, isn't that so pretty? I love it. Okay, cool. Okay, here's some good questions. Here we go. I'm thinking to start a VA business. How much time do I need in order to get profit from that? For a massive beginner, how do I start? Should I start by building a website? Thank you. Awesome, Christina. Great question. And you're in the right place. So I'm going to put this here, virtualsavvy.com/checklist. Okay. Actually, let's do VA checklist. And there we go. Okay, so this checklist, this is the guide that we get most of you guys to try to go off of. The virtualsavvy.com/VA checklist, it's a step-by-step checklist of what you need to do to get started. And so the biggest things is, what services am I going to offer? What am I going to charge for those services? How am I actually going to invoice people once they hire me, right? And how am I going to display those services? Now, a website is a great option. We actually recommend not even building your website until you have your first client. So that's one of the things we teach our students, is how to, display your services maybe in a portfolio or just on your Facebook page until you get that first paying client. Because again, we're trying to do things that get you in front of your clients as fast as possible. And so, everything that you need as far as the step-by-step checklist, what should I actually do first, is in this checklist. So you're going to want to download that. You'll also get invited to a webinar afterwards where I go more in depth on like marketing and how do I get clients and things like that. So all of that can be found right here in this checklist. All right. Awesome. Let's go through some more questions. Let's see. What if a potential client currently uses their paid internet provider for their website? So maybe you're thinking like they use like GoDaddy or something. I think they have website builders there. Would Squarespace work in collaboration? Do you suggest or recommend they switch? So if they already have a website, it kind of depends on how much traffic is they're getting to that website. Like, if you are not getting much traffic at all, right? You're not really showing up in search, all of those things, to switch from, there's people who start out with like Wix.com and then they're like, okay, I want to switch over to something more professional, like WordPress or Squarespace. No big deal to switch over, right? If you have a massive site and you're getting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of visitors, switching between platforms can be more difficult. So it kind of depends. It kind of depends on how much traffic they're getting. Let's see. Would you recommend for an absolute beginner to have a guide or an actual person that helps you, or is it okay just learned in general with courses and stuff? So again, I love online courses. We sell an online course on how to become a virtual assistant. If you go to that checklist I was talking about earlier, you'll get a free webinar and you can join our paid course if you want. But again, we have a ton of just free resources. If you're not ready to invest in a paid course to teach you how to become a virtual assistant, then just go to the virtualsavvy.com, guys. We have years worth of blog posts, really in-depth blog posts that you can use to get your first client. And that's what so many of our people do, is they'll go and they'll use our free content to get their very first paying client. And then they're like, oh, I want to accelerate the process. And so, when we launch our course twice a year, they'll go in and they'll, end up investing in the paid course. So it really depends. Some people are like, nope, I just want the fast track right away. And some people are like, no, I want to take my time, slowly build this, make sure that I have the funds, to really support this. Then they'll wait on doing the paid course. Let's see, brand new. Can you give me a couple of pointers on steps to take? Again, that checklist is the way to go. As far as just what is happening with my hair right now? Yep, that's cute. Nope, there we go. Everything's backwards in the camera. That was driving me crazy. Okay, so as far as like the practical steps, right? What should I be doing when? What should I prioritize? Definitely, you're going to find that inside of this checklist, okay? VA checklist. As far as what should I just be focusing on in general? What should I, what could the biggest potential hangups be? One of our core values here at the Virtual Savvy is action over perfection. Okay. And it is so hard. Let me tell you, as a perfectionist, I know it is so hard. But one of the things that's going to be the biggest hang up in your business is if you wait until everything's perfect. You wait till all the stars are aligned. You wait till your website is so perfect. You've built all your social media and it's taken you 6 months to do it. And then you're like, I'm open for business. And then you hear crickets, right? And you're like, but I've been working 6 months and I have no clients. Well, that's because you just have one day of marketing, right? And so prioritizing marketing, feeling like letting people know about your endeavor, right? If you go to thevirtualsavvy.com/swag, SWAG, stuff we all get, thevirtualsavvy.com/swag, we have a personal outreach template on there. Tell people about your business even when you're not ready to accept clients, because getting that buzz going, right? Focusing on marketing from day one is really what's going to help you to get the ball running. So when you are ready, like, okay, I'm ready to take clients, then there's already a buzz going. People already know about your business. Additionally, sometimes what happens is you're like, I'm just going to start telling people about my business. And on day 2, someone's like, I want to hire you. And you're like, oh, crud. And then it kind of like forces you to get your stuff together on the back end, right? Like, I need to get you a contract and I need to figure out how you're going to pay me. And I need to figure out how we're going to get projects back and forth to one another, right? It's kind of that fuel under your, fuel to the fire. It's the, what am I trying to say? It's the fire under your butt. That's what it is. It's the fire under your butt to just like, all right, we're going to do this thing. Let's make it happen. So that would be my recommendation, is just to launch before it's perfect. Action over perfection. Focus on marketing from day one. Yes. What about dubsado for calendar scheduling? Yes, we love dubsado. We love HoneyBook. Those are 2 awesome tools that you guys can be using in your own businesses. They're also, there's people who just specialize in HoneyBook setup or dubsado setup for other business owners. So that can also be a high-end skill for sure. So many tools. So many tools. Okay, let's see. What's my Instagram? It's instagram.com/thevirtualsavvy. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Trying to go back. Let me scroll back to the bottom because I think we might have some more questions there. Okay. dubsado and HoneyBook. We love them. We love them. We have an internal war at the Virtual Savvy of which is better, Team dubsado or Team HoneyBook. I love them both. I think that here's my thing is that I think that you have to choose what tools work best for you. And so it's kind of like we were talking about calendar schedulers, right? There's Calendly and there's ACUITY. Just try both of them. Most software out there has some kind of a free trial. And so if you use one, use the competitor. If you don't know if there's a competitor, right? Like we were talking about Trello. You're like, man, I want a project management tool. Well, try Trello and then Google top competitors of Trello, or alternatives for Trello, and pick up 2 or 3 of those and try those as well and see which one just fits the best for you. That's how you're going to learn so much in this virtual world. It's just by kind of clicking around, trying things, figuring it out. That's a whole lot of what virtual assistants is just figuring it out, right? Awesome. Okay. Love HoneyBook. See, the fight is continuing. Rachel loves dubsado. I love HoneyBook. They both have free subscriptions. Is there somebody who teaches Facebook ads? So yeah, so we actually inside of our, if you're wanting a place to get started, I would recommend our Savvy Vault membership. I don't think I even have a link on here yet. So the Savvy Vault.com. So Savvy Vault, we have a Facebook ads course in there. I would definitely recommend starting there. There's more advanced courses out there as well, but I would recommend starting here because that's going to give you that foundation that you really need to decide if this is the service that I want to offer or not. Okay, so that's where I would recommend starting. And by the way, we are going to do we're not doing a Black Friday sale. We're going to do a pre-Black Friday sale because we're like, we want to give people off for Thanksgiving here at the Virtual Savvy. So look for us the week before Thanksgiving if you're wanting to save on Savvy Vault, or if you're like looking for like, ooh, what Black Friday offers do I want to jump in on? Just know the week before we are going to be having a pre-Black Friday sale of Savvy Vault. Let's see. I saw someone say that Chromebook laptops aren't good for VAs to use. Is this true? I wouldn't say that's true. Here's the thing when it comes, so, you know, Mac or PC, I'm team Mac. Once you go Mac, you'll never go back. But PC is so much more, I mean, the reality is that Macs are just super, super expensive. And for some people, that's just not something they can do right away. And so you can 100% start on you know, a non-Mac computer and you can stay there if you want, because some people are like, oh, I hate Mac, and that's fine too. And then as far as it being a Chromebook, it's just the fact that it's smaller, right? And so just know that you're going to be spending a lot of time, and you might be spending a lot of time doing this. That's the little tiny, I can't do the little tiny keyboards, but if that's what you get used to, it's fine. That'll work. I would eventually invest in something with a bigger screen, or see if you can plug it up and just buy maybe an inexpensive monitor in order to be doing some of that work on. I ran my business for years and years and years on like a 13-inch MacBook Pro or MacBook. I don't know if it was a Pro. I'm not good at these things. And now I have like the giant screen, and now I can't go back because this giant screen I love so much. But you've got to find the setup that works for you, right? And invest in tools. Know that when you're buying a computer for your business, that could be a tax write-off, right? And so these are things that you're wanting to keep track of, all the things, all the money that you spend for your business, because you're not going to have to pay taxes on how much you make. You're going to have to pay taxes on how much profit you have in your business. So that's why it's so, so important to keep track of your expenses, okay? So for some of you, you know, you may make your first, you know, few $100s on virtual assistants, and you're like, I want to reinvest that right away. Some of you may say, no, I just need to get by with what I have because I need that money right away. And I'll start putting just, you know, $10, $20, $30 every time I get paid aside for new equipment. So you guys just have to decide for yourselves what's going to be the best path for you. Okay. Diana still has a 13-inch. Oh my gosh. You need to get you a bigger screen, Diana. That's how I feel. That's how I feel when I'm working on those tiny computers now. Okay. Here's a good question. How do you email potential clients without becoming unwanted emails to busy executives? I'm now on the other side sending emails, but don't want to be like spam. It's an art to not be ignored. Okay, so my biggest recommendation when it comes to emailing potential clients is quality over quantity, for sure. I cannot tell you how many emails I get a week of people being like, hi, Abby, I was on your site and I noticed blah, blah, blah. Let's chat. Here's my portfolio. And we just delete those emails. because it's just a canned email and they never really took any time to know anything about my business, to really invest in me. Maybe they call me Ashley instead of Abby, right? It happens all the time. And so quality over quantity, we are huge fans of just starting with your own network. Start with the people you know, even if they're not business owners, because I read a book years and years and years ago about guerrilla marketing, and it was all about like just your network is so much bigger than you actually realize, right? Think about this. Do you know one small business owner? Do you know one person that's a real estate agent, a health coach, doing MLM full time, that owns some kind of mom and pop business? Do you know one small business owner? Yes, yes. Tell me in the comments. Yes. Okay. Just like you know one small business owner, everyone you know knows one small business owner. And so one of the most powerful things that you can do is to, the people's biggest hesitation when hiring is like, is this actually like a good person? Do they have good character? Are they going to be reliable? Are they going to show up, right? And so character is something that can take time to prove. But the people that are already in your network know your character. They can already vouch for you being a good person, right? Somebody that's going to respond and just like a good human being. And so that character is already there. So if you can get the network of people that you already know, knowing that you offer virtual assistant services, then maybe they don't have somebody right away that they can refer you to. But what's going to happen is that you're going to be at the top of their mind, right? And so you tell everyone about your business, let them know what it is, what the heck is a virtual assistant, get them all excited about it. And then what's going to happen is Aunt Sally has, somebody come to her house to paint, and that painter is like, hey, sorry, we haven't invoiced you yet, da, 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 da. And she'll go, I actually know someone who does invoicing. Do you guys need help? Can I connect the two of you? Right. And that, just building that as your first foundation is so, so important. So that's why we have people start with the personal outreach template. And then there are more advanced skills for getting clients elsewhere, right? You can use social media sites like Facebook, LinkedIn. There's strategies to get clients on Instagram. There's strategies to do cold emailing, but it comes through really high value, purposeful outreach to these people. Okay. So let's start internally, right? You want to start with your closest circle. And what's so cool, guys, is that as you keep going and as you keep marketing your businesses, and as you start working with clients, do a really good job. Like, the most powerful thing you can do in your marketing over time is just to be a great VA, because I guarantee you talk to anybody, any virtual assistant who's been doing this for 2 or 3 years, like full time. You talk to anybody who has a full client load and you say, where do you get your clients? How do you market? They'll be like, referrals. Like, I don't even really have to market that much anymore, because just my clients tell their friends about me, and they get fully booked out because they just do a really, really great job for 1 or 2 people, and word spread. So that's one of my biggest recommendations, is just do great work, right? Be responsive, talk, be communicative. Don't ghost your clients, right? Like, be a great VA, because that's going to go so much further than like learning all these crazy advanced marketing tactics. Let's see. Oh, this is awesome, Ellie. I reached fully booked with personal outreach. It seriously works. Yes, so good. So again, you guys can go to thevirtualsavvy.com/swag. And yeah, we have the personal outreach template right there. Cool. All right, guys. This is I'm reading your guys' comments. You guys are funny. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys so much again for joining me. I absolutely love these Tuesday live streams. If you don't know, I go live every single Tuesday on my Facebook page, and we now stream live to YouTube as well. So you can join me on either of those platforms every single Tuesday as I go live. And remember, we do have this upcoming Raise Your Rates webinar. If you are wanting to learn how to charge more in 2021, and how to develop a high-end service, how you can transition your your general admin services to high-end skills, then you definitely want to join this webinar. It's going to be amazing. But thank you guys so much again. I hope that you have an awesome rest of the day. Bye.